Charles, what was one of your least favorite draft classes?
Falcons.
Yeah. Hanging curve.
Take the layup.
Hanging curve. Oh, that just went
on.
470.
I mean, look, they spent a future first-round pick to take someone at 26. Like that
edge player.
An edge player at 26. But I just think even if you're trading a first-round pick to get in at the bottom of the first round, that's crazy. It's, like, there's just not enough value there. Like, you're spending 2 picks. You're spending basically 2 first-round picks on what is almost a second-round pick, which is ridiculous.
Going into a season with a new quarterback, which we're optimistic about, but you just
he's going to be Mahomes. That's what they think.
They're never picking high again.
They think they did Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes last year, so we'll see. Not even close. Not close yet. Still got to wait. Still
50-50 on that one.
Still got a ways to go. Still got a ways to go on that one. But they draft Jalon Walker, James Pierce. The Jalon Walker pick was fine.
Yeah.
James Pierce trade up was crazy.
Yep.
Although I do think like the range was okay for him. You know, late first round, early second round. I thought that was fine.
It was the process.
The process to get there was abysmal. Yeah. And then you add 2 safeties in the draft, which I was cool with the Xavier Watts trade up. But at some point, you know, I'm waiting. Where's the defensive tackle?
Yeah.
Where is the defensive tackle? We need one so badly. Because you cut Grady Jarrett. You probably could have kept him, honestly, if you cut David Onyemata. But they really like David Onyemata for whatever reason, even though whatever diminished form Grady Jarrett is a lot better than where David Onyemata is right now. You re-signed Taquan Graham, who was a former 5th-round pick a few years ago. You needed someone, and they're just so light up front. They're so light up front, and I think, like, I kind of view this like the Chargers draft. You know, you needed a meat and potatoes draft, and you ate candy for dinner.
Yeah.
Like, you have 2 edge rushers who are sub 250. Xavier Watts, who is a rangy safety, maybe not most athletically gifted guy, but to trade up for him, dip into more picks for next year, and then you ask Billy Bowman. You already had Jesse Bates and even Watts. Like, how necessary was the Billy Bowman pick when you needed a defensive tackle? I don't know. I see people getting excited, but they're going to give up like 200 rushing yards a game.
Oh my God, that was the thing.
You can't even get the third down.
Yes, you need sacks. We all make jokes. Ever since John Abraham hasn't been there, the one Vic Beasley year, and then it was like, okay, now you got some speed rushers, but at what cost?
Yeah,
right.
Like, at what cost? And as teams are getting bigger on the O-line and everyone's pounding. And we talked about, look at their division.
And their division is so tough.
They're going to get mauled.
Especially Tampa Bay and Carolina. I do think New Orleans is going to have a pretty good run game.
Yeah.
Too. It's just that stuff.
I just don't get what they're looking at with this roster when they make these decisions. I'm like, no fear, really, of looking, like you said, in the division. Tampa Bay's got one of the best offensive line in football. The Saints just drafted Kevin Banks, and they always have a sturdy guys up front. The Panthers, we talked about their offensive line last year.
Panthers had a great draft, too.
You did nothing.
I do like the Panthers.
You did nothing to protect yourself this year, and I think that's crazy because obviously Terry's in the hot seat with how many picks he traded.
Yeah. Josh Kendall from The Athletic kind of spelled it out. He was like, it seems like they weren't expecting Jalon Walker to be there. They took him, and we were all in agreement on draft night. We're like,
That's
good.
nice.
Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
That makes sense. Good. And then they're like, but we really like James Pierce.
See,
We really like him. Oh, okay. Let's go get him.
The Falcons, I said this to you guys when we were walking back to the hotel on maybe it was Thursday night, I think. The Falcons, now that they have like Raheem Morris in there and Zach Robinson as offensive coordinator, they pitched themselves all last year as like, no, we're a smart, thoughtful Rams organization, but then they still got Terry Fontenot out in there behaving like the Saints.
He's
like
clueless, dude. He's clueless.
It's crazy, and like they're the epitome of a team that drives me nuts. That all year long, GMs are like, we got to acquire draft picks. We love having draft picks, and then on draft day, it's like, oh yeah, just take this one. I gotta have this guy. I gotta have this guy. They get like so hyper focused, and I feel like they did that multiple times.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I'm going with one of mine. Charles gave that a C- for the draft grade, the lowest one in that division, just like we said. And we had polls for this. Is Mr. Verts overreacting about the Falcons draft? And the 2 answers: yes, the trade was fine, which was 7%, and no, it was bad, which got 93%. So we are in agreement.
Thank you, chat.
I'm glad we're not too harsh about this.
Next year, when I'm sitting here pouting because the Falcons have traded the 10th overall pick to the Rams, remember this poll.
And the Rams are taking, like Garrett Nussmeier or something like that for their succession plan. Yeah.